I continued having sex with Tatsumaki for many days, and since all my wives lived in the same apartment building, it was always much easier for me to visit them and make love to them all but Tatsumaki and Fubuki, and now Mosquito Girl was living with me in the same apartment as me, and they had no problem with it since I lived in a very nice penthouse apartment and it's huge, and these women have sex with me every single day, especially Mosquito Girl. She never misses a day, and she's now working in a restaurant with Dr. Genus and Armored Gorilla, and they all make very good money now, being one of the only seafood and Asian restaurants in town that cooks really good culinary food. And I often visit my wife Mosquito Girl at the restaurant and I say hi, and I also eat there with my father, and my wife also feeds on my blood and my white juice, if you know what I mean. Apparently both things seem to satisfy her cravings for blood. She feeds on my blood like a vampire, or she often has sex with me. She actually does both every day, and that's how she satisfies her hunger for blood. She either drinks my blood or something sexual, and either one is enough to sustain her for hundreds, even thousands of years. I just noticed when she feeds every day it makes her happy, so I allow it since she's my wife, and I always enjoy having sex with her every day. And I also used my magical Beyander powers, so I don't have to make anyone pregnant for as long as I choose to, and since I have all Friezas powers, I am beyond omnipotent, meaning my powers have no limits even in the Beyander realm. So usually right after I visit my wife Mosquito Girl, she feeds on me either sexually or through blood, and no, she doesn't bite my testicles or anything like that. She does have sex with me, and that's how she consumes my DNA. There's even a private room we had built in the bathroom just so she and I can have sex with each other, because she usually doesn't want to drink my blood and hurt me. She usually prefers to make love to me instead and have sex with me. That's how she satisfies her hunger for blood. Also even more, actually, she just never had anyone else to mate with her that's human or anything like that, and since I am really a powerful human with Friezas powers, I satisfy her greatly. And since Saitama didn't damage any of her blood sacs this time, she could still use all her incredible powers, and right now she is moaning and saying, "Oh yes baby, I love you so much," and I said, "I love you too darling," and I kissed her passionately, and then I continued holding her body tightly in my arms while my member was inside her vagina, and the walls in the bathroom are also soundproof, and she screamed out, "Oh god yes, I love it so much, it feels so good," and I continued to feed her vagina my semen for hours, and then finally she stopped and she sucked my member ravenously again, and then I said, "Oh god yes baby, I love it so much, don't stop," and then I exploded all my seed inside her mouth and her eyes rolled back, and then I went cross-eyed and started laughing like an idiot, and after about nearly 8 hours she and I got dressed and came outside. While I get dressed, she just has to transform her body for the most part, and I have to put my clothes back on after sex because I like to stay in my human form most of the time for obvious reasons, so it doesn't freak people out. A giant 20-foot man lion that's as tall as a giant monster tends to scare people, and they also think I'm a type of monster, but I'm not a monster, I'm a hero. And then I went back home until the Hero Association headquarters called me for S-class hero work, so I waited for something to happen until finally my father Saitama came to me telling me to join him at a martial arts tournament more than a few months from now, and I said sure, I'll come with you and fight in the tournament.